Today, from Bross Court in the MacArthur Center on the campus of the Masters University, it's men's collegiate volleyball as the Stanford Cardinal are here to take on the Masters University Mustangs. Hi, everybody. Thanks for joining us. However you may be with us, wherever you may be on this Saturday afternoon, we certainly appreciate you spending part of your time with us here today. I'm Dave Caldwell, and we are certainly happy that you're here. This is a big game. We've been talking about it for a long time. The Stanford Cardinal coming in 6-2 overall. They lost last night at Cal State Northridge in 5 sets. We'll talk about that a little bit later on. Masters coming in, they are 3-0. They have not lost a set yet this season. They defeated the number 1 team in the NAIA, Grandview. Then they knocked off the number 5 team in the NAIA, William Penn. Both of those matches being played in Iowa. So they are 3-0. Let's go ahead and set the starting lineups for the visiting Stanford Cardinal. Teo Snooey will be the freshman outside hitter. Ethan Hill, Kevin Lamp, Nathan Litsky is the setter. Will Rotman, the 2-time All-American, will be starting as another outside hitter. Nathaniel Gates will be the middle blocker. And at libero, Justin Louie. And being announced right now to the crowd, the Masters starters. Nolan Flexen, a 6'10 freshman. He's averaging better than 12 kills per match. He leads the team with 40. Diego Perez, All-American from a year ago. He is second on the team in kills. Matthew Ham, a true freshman, along with Flexen, is the setter. He's got 98 in the first 3 matches. Will Avera, the senior co-captain, will be one middle blocker. Isaac Seltzer is another freshman. He'll be on the outside. Brett Norkus, another co-captain. And the libero for the Mustangs, Ethan Egger. Stanford is coached by John Costi in his 17th season, 33rd year with the Stanford Cardinal. 237 wins against 200 losses. I know he doesn't want to think about that he picked up his 200th loss of his career last year. The AVCA Division I and II Coach of the Year back in 2010 when the Cardinal won the national championship. We'll talk more about how he turned this program around as we go through this match here today. Jared Goldberg is in his 3rd season as the head coach for the Masters, 19-18 overall. He spent 3 seasons before coming to the Masters as the assistant coach for both the men's and women's volleyball programs at Harvard. He was also an assistant coach at Morehead State and a graduate assistant at the University of Mississippi. The Mustangs, the program just in its 4th year of existence. It was started back in 2019, and of course COVID had an impact with all of that. Just the 5th year that men's volleyball is part of the Golden State Athletic Conference. Stanford will be on the left side of the court throughout the match. They're in their Stanford Cardinal red. The Mustangs are in all blue. They'll be on the right side. Back to serve the freshman, the national setter of the week this past week, Matthew Ham. Our officials today, Mark Arthur is on the ladder on the far side. Rich Skalma is the down ref. David Steinbacher and Stephanie Steinbacher are the line judges. Right now, Rich Skalma is telling the Stanford bench that they need to be back because they had actually crowded themselves behind the court. So I think he's got that straightened out. We have a whistle, and this match is about to get underway. Back setting. That was Snooey from the back row. There's Flexen out. And the first point goes to the Stanford Cardinal. Nolan Flexen, a 6'10 freshman out of Rio Rancho, New Mexico. In the 3 matches that the Mustangs have played this season officially, he is hitting .554. And now the setter, Nathan Litsky, back to serve. 6 aces on the season, 3rd on the team with that mark. There's Flexen. Trying to get it down the line, but Litsky is there. Now looking for the two-time All-American Will Rotman, and that one is going to get tipped, and it'll go out of bounds. Point goes to the Cardinal. Will Rotman, 6'6" senior from Santa Barbara, leading the team right now in the first 8 matches for the Cardinal with 115 kills and a hitting percentage of .313. Back setting for Isaac Seltzer. Tries his offhand, and that one is well played. Joust at the net, and that's popped up by Avera. And then Avera looking for an empty court, and he's going to find it. Will Avera, as a defender in the first 2 matches that were played in Iowa, had a total of 8 blocks in those 2 matches, so he earned the Conference Defender of the Week honor this past week. And going back to serve, Nolan Flexen, who was the Attacker of the Week for the NAIA this year. Good serve. Snooey. And that one's going to go off the tip again. And so the point will go to the Cardinal. Now Will Rotman is going to go back to serve. He leads this Cardinal team with 11 aces already on the season. Last year had 33 to lead this squad. And he's got his first one here today. And the Cardinal jumped out to a 4-1 lead. Full house here in the MacArthur Center. An excited crowd. They've been anticipating this match for a long time. That's going to go off the ceiling. We'll talk about that after this rally is finished. It's a low ceiling here. Setting up. Back row, good. Oh, my goodness. That was Rotman right there, showing his strength. Let's watch that one again. The great pass. It's going to be a strong set, but look how hard this ball is just hammered from the back row. Rotman, is it any wonder he's a 2-time All-American? Back setting for Seltzer, a little bit too much, and that one's going to go out. Ham and Seltzer a little bit off here in the early going in this first set. Ethan Egger, the libero back there. That was Will Avera. That one's getting blocked. Quick set in the middle. That's going to be Nathaniel Gates, 6'8" senior, middle blocker out of La Jolla. 31 kills and a .315 hitting percentage over the first 8 matches of the year for Stanford. Rotman taking something off that one a little bit. There's Flexen. Boy, I'll tell you what, Nolan Flexen, I think, got he just said, you know what, I'm tired of this not going our way. And he took it upon himself to hammer that one down. Now Will Avera back to serve. Setting to the far side, and that one is going to be out. And they're going to rule, I think they're going to rule, nope, it is out. The hit was from Kevin Lamp. And Lamp is nodding, saying, yep, no, it was out. It was out. Point goes to the Mustangs. The ceiling here at the MacArthur Center is low. It is really not intended for a good volleyball match. That's a great block. Brett Norkus and Isaac Seltzer. Norkus with a state championship in junior college when he was at Pierce College a few years back. All GSAC last year, led the team with 86 blocks a year ago. That time, winding up is Snooey, the freshman, really asserting himself here early going. Second leading hitter with 89 kills behind Rotman's 115. So the freshman really showing head coach John Costi something in this early going. Ryan DeRoss, 6'3" freshman out of Gilroy, is checked into the lineup for the Cardinal to serve. Setting for Diego Perez. And it's good. Diego Perez, the All-American from last year. You can see why he converted from libero. He was at Pepperdine to start his career, converted to outside hitter last year, and led the Mustangs with nearly 3 kills per set. That serve from Johnny Buchanan goes into the nets. Buchanan coming in just to serve. Now he'll come back out as Isaac Seltzer will check back in. And Teo Snui now in to serve. Quick setting for Brett Norkus, but that was picked up by Louie, the libero, and then trying a little stuff at the net was Kevin Lamp. The block was there, but the block goes out of bounds. So the point will go to Stanford, now leading it by 5 here in the first set. Good serve. Isaac Seltzer just going to pop it over, so an opportunity for the Cardinal to set something up. Quick setting in the middle. Seltzer with the dig. Setting in the back, trying to get it to Snui. Difficult spot. Seltzer, soft hit. Louie the save. Ethan Hill in the middle. Now Diego Perez off the block. Out of bounds. Point Masters. It's called tooling, and that's exactly what Diego Perez did. The 3-man block at the net. And now Perez to serve, and he's got a cannon under that shoulder. Setting for the far side to Lamp, but that's dug out by Egger. Now Flexen off the block. Ham tries to get it over, but denying him is Ethan Hill and Nathan Litsky. On the season, the Cardinal averaging just under 2 blocks per set. The Mustangs just a little bit under what Stanford does, but also just under 2 blocks a set. Norkus, the soft touch, but Louie is right there. Back row goes off of Diego Perez's chest. Lamp was with that hit. Now Flexen. Oh my goodness. Third of the match for Nolan Flexen. He can elevate. He can touch 12 feet on the jump test. And so when you've got 6'8" and 6'9", Nolan starts at 6'10" and rises from there over 3-foot vertical. Litsky the quick set, joust at the net. Now the Mustangs looking for Flexen again, blocked straight down. And they're going to call that ball was hit into the net. And so the point will go to the Cardinal. Now coming in to serve, Aiden Peters, 6'4" junior from Manhattan Beach. Did his prep work at Loyola High School. Flexen off of the block. And then Flexen is there. Nathaniel Gates tried to pop it over. Flexen said, I'm going to have none of that. There's the first hit. And then you'll see Gates just wanting to pop it over. So it's a 4-point difference that the Mustangs are looking at, and Matthew Ham to serve. And they're going to argue for a touch, and I think they're going to get it. Yes, they are. A touch against the Mustangs, so the point will go to Stanford. John Kotze coming over and having a conversation with his 2-time All-American Will Rotman. Kotze took Stanford from a 3-25 team back in 2007 to national champions in just 3 years. And we're going to have a Mustang into the net. And so now it is a 6-point Cardinal lead with Litsky serving. Flexen. Too much for Louis. Strong hit. Third of the game for Flexen, and now he picks up an ace. Last night, Mustangs took on the UC Merced Bobcats. Flexen had 5 aces in that one, gets his first here today. He now leads this Mustang squad with 7 on the season. Back setting to Rotman. Oh my goodness, he is good. And now Will Rotman is going to go back to serve. Stanford up by 5 in the first set. Stanford up by 4 in the first set. I believe that is the first service error committed by the Cardinal. The Mustangs have just 1 service error. Cardinal is hitting 263, and that's going to be ruled an ace. Avera's second ace of the season, picked up his first last night in the 3-set win over the Bobcats. Going for Lamp, goes off the block and out of bounds. Give Lamp credit for the kill, his second. Rotman leads the Cardinal with 3 kills. Snooey, Lamp, and Gates each with a pair. Flexen with 3 for the Mustangs. Diego Perez with a pair. And as I was saying, the Cardinal hitting 300 so far. Mustangs hitting 105. Norcus! Now Johnny Buchanan is going to rotate in to go back to serve. And then also checking in is Justin Louis. Louis, the libero for the Cardinal. Back setting for Snooey, and getting a hand on it was Flexen, and that ball goes up into the rafters, and that's going to be a 4th hit. And that's what we've got here. Again, the low ceiling. It is not uncommon here at Bross Court in the MacArthur Center that you'll have 15 to 20 balls hit the ceiling. You go into a 5-set match, you're going to get 25 or so balls that are going to hit the ceiling. And it's in play, and that's the key as Snooey puts one into the net. But it's in play, and so that ball will bounce around up in the rafters and come down someplace that sometimes the players aren't expecting. Now Diego Perez to serve. Mustangs trailed by a field goal. That one, oh my goodness, it was on its way out. Snooey played it. Blocked, and that's an opportunity to set something up. Snooey from the back row, blocked! Norcus Flexen with the block. See the first block there, the set by Louis, and then look at that. Look at how Flexen over the top of the net to deny that shot. Difference is 2. Lamp. It's good. Third of the match for Lamp. Got to give props as well to Justin Louis, AVCA All-American honorable mention last year as a libero, and he was able to handle that hot serve from Diego Perez, make it look easy and get a good pass off. And look at that rocket from Lamp. And that's going to be a point. And it's so interesting because the Cardinal players watching that one, it actually was heading way up into the bleachers, and it hit part of the roof, and it was looking like it was starting to come back. All right, timeout. Mustangs, as they had taken what was a 6-point Cardinal lead, reduced it to 2. Now it is a 4-point lead, 19-17. 15. Well, as I mentioned, the Mustangs last night, they beat UC Merced in 3 sets, 25-19, 25-15, and 25-20. Flexen leading the way with 10 kills and 5 aces. He came out midway through that 3rd set. 7 kills each for Will Avera, Isaac Seltzer, and Brett Norkus. And Matthew Ham, 33 assists in that match. This program reaching new heights. As I mentioned at the start of the broadcast, just the 4th year this year for this program. Alan Vance starting this program and then giving way to Jared Goldberg and taking a team that took a few matches just to get a set win, let alone a match win. Now challenging and defeating some of the best teams in the country. Last year, the Mustangs were able to get as high as number 8 in the NAIA national ranking. They finished the year 13th in the NAIA top 15. And this year, expectations are even higher, especially after knocking off the 2-time defending NAIA national champion, Grandview, out of Iowa. All right, coming out of the timeout, Lamp is serving, and it's long. Braden Van Groningen is going to check in for the Mustangs. He'll get his first action of this match. He'll be going back to serve. Van Groningen, a sophomore, 6'4", out of Ripon. That'll be just the second service error for the Mustangs. Stanford has 3. Aiden Peters now coming in for the Cardinal to serve. Stanford with 10 kills so far in this first set. Mustangs with 8. Good pass from Egger. And there's Nolan Flexen twisting in midair to hammer this one down the line. And watch how he'll do this. Great pass from Egger, the great set, and he turns, reading the block, and turns and hits it down the line. Great job. Now Matthew Ham to serve. Mustangs looking up at a 3-point difference, going for a soft. Louis just gets to it. Now Rotman blocked. And Rotman turning and looking over at his setter, Nathan Litsky, with his palms in the air, going, what just happened? And it was just a block. I'm thinking that maybe Rotman was expecting something that set to be in a different position. Going again, big swing, this time off the block. It goes out of bounds, so the point back to the Cardinal. So again, the Masters were able to get to within 2, only to see the block go out of bounds, and now the difference is 3. Now Litsky to serve, and it's out. 4th service error. Flexen now serving. He had an ace earlier in this set. And that's going to be a service error. Nolan Flexen was ranked by volleyballmagazine.com as the number 8 recruit out of the class of 2020. And this is his freshman year. Perez blocked. That was textbook blocking. Teo Snooey and Nathaniel Gates. Just absolutely special. Perfect position, their arms perfect. Well done. Right now there's a discussion going on between Masters head coach Jared Goldberg and down ref Rich Skalma. And hang on, they weren't ready to play. Not sure exactly what it is that is confusing, but we're back to the action. Rotman serving. Back setting to Seltzer. Rotman with a good dig. Now Rotman, he's going to hit that one into the net. Rotman from the back row is a good set, and he knows it. He went immediately over to Litsky after the set and told him, good set, that was me, I didn't hit it right. Now Will Avera going back to serve. Back setting. Snooey off the block, out of bounds. And the Cardinal are at set point. Ryan DeRoss checking in. He'll go back to serve. Also, Ethan Hill rotates back in. He'll be in the front row. Now Johnny Buchanan will go back, but once again it is going to be set point as Justin Louis, the Stanford libero, checks back in. Good serve, and it's an ace for Johnny Buchanan. Second ace of the season for Johnny Buchanan. And a timeout called by Stanford's head coach, John Costi. Mustangs obviously hoping to try to get a couple of more points to get themselves back into this set. Johnny Buchanan back to serve right now. He was a setter last year for the team. And the story for Johnny Buchanan is he is battling cystic fibrosis, and every day he needs treatments to be able to clear his lungs, and it is a battle for the young man to be able to do it. So for him to be able to be here playing at this level, doing what he does, he played very well last year as the setter, was part of the reason why this team made huge strides and improved and became a top 15 team in the NAIA nation last season. He is well loved by the teammates, by everyone on campus. Local product from right here in Santa Clarita, California, went to West Ranch High School. So we're still at set point for Stanford, 24-22, and Buchanan back to serve. That goes off the roof, popped over by Litsky, blocked at the net by the Cardinal, and then Matthew Ham with the perfect jump. Ham, 5'11" freshman, true freshman, out of Fresno, California, went to Clovis West High School. Quick set in the middle, and taking care of it is Ethan Hill to win this first set 25-23 for the Stanford Cardinal. We're going to step aside. When we return, we'll have the second sets.
At the Masters University, athletics is more than a source of school pride. It's more than setting records, developing All-Americans, or winning championships. We believe athletics is meant to serve a greater purpose. We train student athletes to compete for the glory of God and to live with an enduring commitment to Christ and Scripture. We call our athletes and coaches to model the Master's way, to prepare and perform as an act of worship. As Mustangs, we work, demanding the best effort of ourselves and our teammates. We overcome, meeting adversity with confidence, perseverance, and wisdom. We worship by taking responsibility, owning our role, and owning it when we fail. We strive to be selfless, serving and sacrificing out of love to make our team and teammates better, even at our own expense. We prize humility, competing and behaving so they see Christ, not us. We value integrity, being honorable in and out of competition and on and off campus. We are passionate, competing all in, all on, and all out. This is how we define winning. This is our goal and the measure of our success. This is athletics at the Masters University.
Come to college to explore the things that drive us, the unique ways in which God has gifted and equipped us. None of us are on exactly the same path. But while there are differences in our goals and dreams, we remain united in our purpose, in our collective desire to glorify Christ and to subject all things to His unchanging word. We want to be prepared not only for a career, but to live wisely in every area of life. This is our calling.
Second set about to get underway here in the MacArthur Center on the campus of the Masters University as the Stanford Cardinal takes the first set 25-23. And at one point, the Cardinal led by as much as 6 points in that set, only to have the Mustangs battle themselves back and close to within 2 at the very end. Cardinal hitting .286 in that first set. It compares to their season average in the first 8 matches that they have played of .314, so they're hitting down just a little bit. Committed 5 errors, 13 kills on 28 attacks. The Mustangs hitting .192, well below what they've been doing this year, .429 in their first 3 matches. They had 26 attacks, 10 kills, and 5 errors in that first set as well. It is the first set loss of the season for the Mustangs. In their 3 previous matches, they have gone 9-0 in sets. Certainly not unexpected from the coaching staff here at Masters, Jared Goldberg and Ben Herb. Ben Herb in his first season as the assistant coach. Matt Martinez serving for the Cardinal. Will Avera gets his second of the match. That first set, Avera had just a couple of attacks, had 1 kill, no errors. Avera, one of the better blockers, credited with a solo block and an assisted block in that first set. Soft hit. That might have been a miss hit. There's Flexen. Flexen with his 7th. Excuse me, his 6th. Now Matthew Ham serving. Mustangs jumping out to a 2-0 lead. Back set, that block is going to go out of bounds. Teo Snooey is going to get credited for that kill. His team high 5th of the match. Will Rotman with 4, Kevin Lamp with 3. And now Nathan Litsky back to serve for the Cardinal. That ball goes off the ceiling, and that's an example of what I was talking about back in the first set, is sometimes these rockets that are served or hit on an attack will be deflected straight up, hit the ceiling, and straight back down, and that's what happened. Tied at 2 here in the second. Flexen off the block. That one is picked up by Alex Rotman. Now his bigger brother Will with the hit. Back set to Litsky, and Rotman with the solo block. And he's loving life right now. Hugs from the two brothers. Rotman's from Santa Barbara, both of them graduating from Santa Barbara High School. Now Litsky again back to serve as Stanford is taking their first lead here in the second set. Difficult pass, and Seltzer trying to get it on the right side of the antenna. That was a very difficult pass for Ham to try to handle. Litsky continuing to serve. Has an ace already in this match. Quick set for Avera. Oh, that was a nice one. One of the points of emphasis is the quick setting to the middle blockers. Whether it's Avera, whether it's Brett Norkus, and now Nolan Flexen to serve, and his rocket is going to spin off the top of the roof and then block down Seltzer and Avera there. So we're tied at 4. And into the net. First service error for the Mustangs here in this second set. Will Rotman serving. And an ace for Rotman. His second. Rotman came in with a team-high 11 aces. And he gets another one on the line. Softer this time. Back set to Seltzer. That time, Matthew Ham and Seltzer were in sync. That was a nice set. Back set for Ham to the lefty Seltzer, freshman to freshman, looking to build on that kind of momentum as this season goes on and the years go on. Good serve from Will Avera. Back set to Snooey. Blocked! Diego Perez and Brett Norkus. And watching the way Perez reacted to that one, you got to think that was Perez that got that block. They'll be credited for an assist, each of them. And an ace. Avera's second ace of this match. And then he follows that up with something he'd just as soon not have done. Now checking in to serve will be Ryan DeRoss. And Ethan Hill will go back into the front row. That one tips off the net and goes out of bounds. And so the service error there from DeRoss. He'll come back out as the libero, Justin Louis, will come back in. Tied at 8, and Johnny Buchanan is going back to serve. Soft serve that time. Going for Alex Rotman, and Alex gets his first of the day. And that serve goes into the net. That was Snooey. I'm getting cut off there. Diego Perez with the serve, and that one goes long. And so Stanford will retake the lead 10-9. And back to serve now is Alex Rotman. Rotman with an ace on the season. And now he's got 2 aces on the season. Six total aces for Stanford, 4 for Masters. That one's going to hit the ceiling, but comes straight back down. Perez with the set, the bump set for Flexen, and that's a hitting error. And a timeout. Timeout called by the Mustangs, with a Cardinal extending the lead now 12-9 here in the second set. Well, as I mentioned it last night, the Cardinal lost to Cal State Northridge in 5 sets. Stanford out-hit the Matadors 279-273, but CSUN had 6 more kills than the Cardinal and won the 5th set 15-13. Some of the other games that the Cardinal, they defeated St. Francis twice. They took care of number 10 UC Santa Barbara the first time they played them in 3 sets, second time in 5 sets. Took care of number 15 Lewis in 4 sets, and UC Santa Cruz in 3. The 2 losses, of course, last night against CSUN. CSUN unranked in the Division 1 and 2 ratings for the early going in the season. They also lost earlier in the season to number 4, Penn State. That was in 4 sets. So as we get ready to get back into the action, Cardinals continuing to serve. With Alex Rotman, the 6'6 freshman, doing the honors. Going to Flexen. 7th for Flexen. Just so strong. And watch the elevation. He's able to just hit straight down, finding that back corner, getting the good angle. Now Braden Van Groningen into serve. Men's volleyball here at Masters, by the way, has really taken over on this campus. It has become one of the most popular sports. That's Rotman, Will Rotman, with the kill. And now he leads the Cardinal with 5. Snooey with 4, Lamp with 3. But men's volleyball, when it comes to sports here at the Masters, certainly beginning to challenge basketball squads for popularity. Full house here as Martinez is in to serve, and he puts it right into the net. So he'll come back out, and Justin Louis will rotate himself back in. Matthew Ham to serve for the Mustangs, trailing by 2 in the second set. Lost by 2 in the first set. Quick set in the middle. Nathaniel Gates hammering that one, his 3rd. He's hitting 750 in this match. Nathan Litsky back to serve for the Cardinal. There's a quick set again from Ham to Will Avera once again. The 4th of the match for Will Avera. Mustangs hitting 243 for the match. Stanford hitting 314, which is right at their season average, as Flexen back to serve. That one touches the ceiling. Then with Snooey, the big hit, the block. Now Rotman going back to Snooey, looking to find the back corner, saved by Egger. There's Perez, blocked at the net. Perez again. Isaac Seltzer off of Louis. Popped over by Rotman. Flexen into the net. I don't know who loved it more, the crowd or the Cardinal, the way they bench erupted when that point went to Stanford. Everybody's smiling as Will Rotman goes back to serve. Seltzer, the back set, but a soft touch easily handled by Gates. Alex Rotman with that hit, and that one is not going to work as it goes under the net, not being able to get hit. So the point will go to the Stanford Cardinal. They're up by 4. Will Rotman serving. Quick set again to Avera. That is really special. That quick set in the middle. You can see Avera circling in to find it, and just a great set by Matthew Ham to enable Will Avera to have success. Now Avera serving. Good serve. Older brother setting for younger brother there, and that one's going to work. Will Rotman from the back was able to set it for his little brother Alex. And Alex found the empty court, and it's a 4-point lead for the Cardinal. Ryan Duras now has rotated in to serve. Good serve. Quick set in the middle. That's going to be Ethan Hill. Too hot for Ethan Egger to handle. And now the lead is 5, and Jared Goldberg says timeout, Masters, as the Cardinal now enjoying their largest lead here in this second half. Mentioned how the Mustangs, just in their 4th season, how they have grown. Last season was the real coming out party for the Masters when it came to men's volleyball. They beat 4 teams that were ranked in the NAIA top 15 last season, including number 2 Vanguard in a 5-set thriller during the Golden State Athletic Conference semifinals during the tournament. They also beat number 6 Benedictine Mesa in 4 sets. They defeated Georgetown out of Kentucky in 5 sets, and at the time UC Merced was ranked 15th, and they took care of them in 4 sets. Made it to the GSAC championship match for the first time in program history last year, losing to then number 3 Ottawa of Arizona. But they finished the year as the number 13 team in the NAIA after reaching as high as number 8. Duras continuing to serve as we come out of the timeout, and Stanford leading by 5. Stanford leading by 4. That is the 10th service error committed by the Cardinal. Mustangs with 6. Now Johnny Buchanan to serve. Good serve. And that one's going to get an opportunity for the Mustangs to set something up. A quick set to Norcus. And the Cardinal, they weren't sure if that was a 3rd hit or not. Now Perez elevates. Just the 3rd kill of the match for Diego Perez. And you talk about someone who can jump. Diego Perez has been measured as a 41-inch vertical. He showed it off right there. He's a 6 foot outside hitter, converted from libero. But that jumping ability is what got him to be an All-American honorable mention last year. That ball's into the net, so the point will go to the Cardinal and Theron Briette, 6'3" freshman, getting his first action in this match today. He's got an ace on the season. A setter, the backup setter behind Litsky. And right now, Rich Skalma, the down ref, having a conversation with the scorer, getting things squared away. Everybody's happy. And so now Briette to serve. And an overpass is handled by Alex Rotman. And they're going to say that Rotman hit the ball before it got across the net. And right now, Coach Costi for Stanford talking to Rich Skalma, and whatever Coach Costi has said, Rich Skalma is going to walk over and have a conversation with Mark Arthur at the ladder, and obviously looking for some sort of a clarification or possibly an overruling. But the problem started with the Mustangs because it was an overpass to begin with, and Alex Rotman perhaps did not wait long enough for that to get across his side before hitting it. He reached over the top of the net before it had crossed the plane of the net to hit it down. That's going to be the final ruling. Now Diego Perez to serve. Masters down by 3. Masters down by 4. Alex Rotman back to serve. Flexen right at Louis. Now Will Rotman dug out by Perez. An overpass, though, is handled by Ethan Hill. Ethan Hill using his left hand to quickly pop it back over, finding the empty court. And it's a 5-point Stanford lead. Third of the match for Ethan Hill. Flexen, a little bit behind him, but well done down the line. Despite the dive by Briette, smart decision from Nolan Flexen to turn midair and bring it down to the left side, right down the line. Expecting him to hammer it, and he gave it a soft touch and a turn. Van Groningen now in to serve. Will Rotman, soft touch, and they're going to call a carry. Ultimately, probably on the second hit. So the point will go to Stanford. And Matt Martinez will check in. He'll be back to serve. Flexen. Perfect. 9th for Nolan Flexen. Matthew Ham now back to serve, as Justin Louis rotates back in for the Stanford Cardinal. Back set to Alex Rotman from, I say back set, I mean a back row set, excuse me, let's be clear. The set coming from Theron Briette. Now Briette will come out as Nathan Litsky will come back in to serve, and Litsky will take over as the setter once again. But it was a back row set for Alex Rotman. Alex now with 4 kills already. Off the block, and that one's not going to make it on the right side of the antenna, despite the efforts from Litsky. So Will Aver is going to get credit for that one. He's got 6 on the match. And Nolan Flexen to serve for Masters, down by 4. Great pass. Snooey with the hit. Snooey's been quiet here in this second set. Diego Perez with that hit. Snooey again. Overpass, bumped over by Gates. Now Seltzer winding up. Dive save by Louis. Flexen back row, but it's right at Will Rotman. Now Rotman winds up. Blocked. Will Avera. That was special. What a rally. And it ends with the block. What is more exciting, the block? And you can see it touched the shoulder of Will Rotman, and that's what caused it to go out of bounds. Point Masters. Flexen serving. Long. Set point for Stanford. Will Rotman now back to serve. Still set point as Will Avera will go back to serve. Back setting for Snooey on the line and good, and the Stanford Cardinal will take the second set 25-21. We'll step aside. When we return, will it be the final set of the match? We'll find out in just a moment.
Come to college to explore the things that drive us, the unique ways in which God has gifted and equipped us. None of us are on exactly the same path. But while there are differences in our goals and dreams, we remain united in our purpose, in our collective desire to glorify Christ and to subject all things to His unchanging word. We want to be prepared not only for a career, but to live wisely in every area of life. This is our calling.
Nicole Natake came to the Masters University to study biology, and while she was there, she hit a few threes. Well, a lot of threes. So Nicole, what are you up to now?
Yeah, so I went on to get my doctorate of pharmacy, and now I'm a pharmacist in Torrance, California.
Great. So where are we?
Welcome to PharmCo. We're a pharmacy that specializes in compounding medication that isn't normally available on the market, so we can better serve our patients.
Wait, was that a KitchenAid?
Yeah, it's actually a really effective way to mix our compounds.
You don't say.
So we take the ingredients, we make the calculations based on the formula, we compound it into a capsule, cream, or solution, and we package it all up and ship it all over the United States. Oh, and this is my mom. She's a pharmacist too. And so is my dad, but he works at a different pharmacy.
Wow, what a pharmaceutical family. So what do you love about being a pharmacist?
Well, I like being able to help people and being able to use science to glorify God every day.
So you really can live out your faith as a pharmacist, huh?
Oh, absolutely. But I didn't always see it that way. I used to believe that science was the foundation for all truth. But at Masters, I realized that the Lord and His Word is the foundation for truth. Science is just a means to discover what He's made. Professors like Ross Anderson helped show me that. Honestly, I wouldn't be where I am today without my time at Masters. It prepared me for grad school and for the rest of my life.
Nicole, thanks for sharing your story.
Third set about to get underway here in the MacArthur Center. Stanford with the 2-0 lead over the Masters University Mustangs. Stanford winning the first set 25-23, just taking the second just now 25-21. Cardinal hitting now 296 in the match. Mustangs hitting 250, so respectable for the Mustangs. A couple of things to note. Will Avera really asserted himself in that second set with 5 kills to lead everybody. Nolan Flexen added 4. Flexen with 9 in the match. Avera now with 6. For the Cardinal, Alex Rodman, the freshman out of Santa Barbara, came off the bench to lead them in the second set. He had 4 kills, 5 attempts, and an error. So he's hitting 600. Will Rotman, his bigger brother, 8 kills in that second set. 8 attempts in that second set. Only 2 kills, and only 2 kills for Teo Snooey. So as this third set about to get underway, Mustangs on the right side, wearing all blue. Stanford in their cardinal red. And Matthew Ham starts off the third set with a service error. He's hitting that one long. Both teams now with 10 service errors in the match. And Nathan Litsky back to serve. Litsky, by the way, has 18 assists in the first 2 sets. There's Flexen, works it off the block, kept alive. Will Rotman with the easy touch, blocked. Rotman again, big swing. That one's going to get blocked, but straight down on the Mustang side. Ultimately, the rule is going to be a carry, trying to get that one up out of the net, so the point will go to Stanford. Litsky continuing to serve. By the way, that's Finn Kelly back there with the libero jersey, getting his first action of this match. He had the overpass that time, which was easily handled, as the Cardinal jumps out to a 3-0 lead. Back to they were trying to quick set, and Alex Rotman able to get that one across. There's Avera again. 7th for Avera. Avera began his career at Fresno State. 6'5" senior. He hails originally from Fresno. Now Nolan Flexen took way too much off of that one, and that one goes into the net. So Will Rotman now back to serve. Rotman with 3 aces in this match to lead Stanford. He's also got 7 kills, tops in that spot as well. And he just picked up his 4th ace as he targets Finn Kelly, the 6-foot freshman from Malibu. Perez right at Louis. Now Alex Rotman goes off of the midsection of Nolan Flexen. So Alex Rotman picks up his 5th. And now a timeout, Masters. Early on here in this third set, as things are starting to get out of hand, with Stanford leading 6-1. So next up for the Cardinal, they'll be at home in Maples Pavilion this Friday, as Hawaii will come in, the defending national champions, to take on Stanford. 7 p.m. start in Maples Pavilion. And for the Mustangs, they're going to be back in action on Friday as well. They're going to be traveling, though, down to Irvine, as they'll take on the Eagles of Concordia, a Division II team that will be competing directly with the Stanford Cardinal. That's going to be a 7 p.m. match this Friday as the Masters will travel down into Orange County to take on Concordia. GSAC play for the Masters will begin on Friday, February 17th, a little less than 2 weeks away. They're going to be at home against number 4 Vanguard. That's going to be a 6 p.m. start in GSAC play. There are only 6 teams in the GSAC playing men's volleyball. Masters, Arizona Christian, Hope International, Menlo College, Ottawa of Arizona, and Vanguard. Back to the action here. And that set is going to be too difficult for Seltzer to handle. Up over the top from Matthew Ham. And watching the body language right now for the Mustangs, and they are not showing their best. They're showing defeat. That one goes long. Brett Norkus is going to come back in. Finn Kelly will come out as Will Avera will go back to serve for Masters. Avera with a pair of aces already in the match. Back setting for Rotman. Will Rotman, his 8th. Adam Chang is going to rotate in. He gets a big hug from Nathaniel Gates as Adam Chang gets his first action of the match. A 6'6 senior middle blocker out of San Diego. Does have an ace on the season. Quick set to Norkus. Does a great job tooling that one off the block. Teo Snooey and Ethan Hill were there to try to defend that hit from Norkus. And now Johnny Buchanan will go back to serve. His Mustangs down by 5. Down by 6. Twelfth service error for Masters. Stanford with 11. That one goes up into the ceiling and bounces off of their struts. And they're going to say that that ball never went on the correct side of the antenna. Seltzer doing his best to hit that one across, but it went on the outside part of the antenna. Good call from David Steinbacher, the line judge. And so Stanford with the 7-point lead as Teo Snooey back to serve. Diego Perez. And that ball's going to go out. No touch. Point Stanford. Finn Kelly has come back in as the libero for the Mustangs. And Snooey continuing to serve. 8-point lead, the biggest lead that Stanford has had in any of the 3 sets so far. Quick setting to Norkus. Out. Point Stanford. And now there's going to be a change at setter as Bryce Jones will come in to replace Matthew Ham. Jones getting his first opportunity. 6'2 sophomore, originally from Long Beach. Spent a year at Quincy University setting over there. That set from him. And Flexen with the hit from the back row. So give Nolan his 10th kill. Good set from Bryce Jones. Coming off the bench is pretty difficult in a difficult situation like this, but a good set for Flexen to find success from the back row. First assist, obviously, of the game for Jones. Now Diego Perez serving. Hits a rocket right at Alex Rotman. Blocked by Norkus. He'll probably get an assist with Bryce Jones. They hit, by the way, Moses Wagner, the 6'6 freshman, getting his first action. Ace. We had to check around because no one was making a call, and then eventually the call came in, an ace for Diego Perez, his first of the match. Now popping it over is going to be Will Rotman. Setting back row, Diego Perez, maybe miscommunication that time from Jones. Now Alex Rotman is able to direct that ball off the block of Brett Norkus. So the point will go to the Cardinal with Alex Rotman going back to serve. Well, fun for the Rotman family to see the senior Will and the freshman Alex on the court playing for the Stanford Cardinal at the same time. That's pretty good. And that's set. The set came from Theron Briette trying to get it to Will Rotman, and it just sailed up over the top. Now Brett Norkus to serve for the Mustangs into the net. Makes it a touchdown lead for the Cardinal, 14-7. Chris Kelly getting his first action for Stanford. 6'3" junior out of El Segundo. He'll be back to serve. Quick set to Avera. That has been so good today. The 8th for Will Avera. Avera hitting 800. I don't show a hitting error for Avera at all. But service errors, oh yeah, we've got them. That's the 15th for Masters. For the most part, things are pretty even. 63 attacks for the Masters, 61 for Stanford, 26 kills for the Mustangs, 29 for the Cardinal, 12 attack errors for Masters, 9 for Stanford. The only difference, of course, being the sets is the Stanford Cardinal with the 2-0 lead. Going to Will Rotman again. Second time's the charm. And as Rotman tools that one off the block, and it's an 8-point lead for Stanford. Moses Wagner serving. He does have an ace on the season. Quick setting to Avera again. Back row to Alex Rotman. The block out of bounds. Point Stanford. The Cardinal beginning to feel it. The 9-point lead here in the third set, looking to close it out. Wagner continuing to serve. That is the 12th service error. Stanford with 7 aces, Masters with 5. Stanford hitting 344, Masters hitting 215. That part is separating as another service error. Masters had 3 service errors in the first set, added 6 more in the second set, and right now they have committed 6 here in the third. That was Luke Turner, by the way, who came in to serve. Avera taking advantage of the overpass, and he'll hammer it down for the kill. Good initial hit, and there you see the overpass, and Avera right there to pick it up and to hammer it down. 9th of the night for Avera, and now he's serving. And that is the 7th service error of this third set. Adam Chang comes in. He'll be back to serve. Luke Turner stays in. He's in the back row. He's with Moses Wagner. Setting will be Theron Briette. And an ace for Adam Chang, his second of the season. Back set to Seltzer. And then that hit going into the net off of Wagner. Now Johnny Buchanan's going to come in for the Mustangs to serve. 9-point Stanford lead. And I think they're going to say that Norkus went into the net. And I think that's what the call is. Norkus, I don't think he agrees, but that's what the call is going to be. Briette to serve. Setting for Perez. Just the fourth kill of the match for Diego Perez. First here in the third set. And now he'll go back to serve. Perez last year averaged nearly 3 kills per set. That was 8th in the conference. And of course he's got that rocket for his serve. Now Alex Rotman, his hit. That one's going to go long. So the point will go to Masters. Perez last year, we talked about how the Mustangs knocked off number 10 Georgetown out of Kentucky. And in that match, Diego Perez with 26 kills. That was his career high. Kept alive by Norkus. Briette setting back row for Turner. Now Seltzer. Soft touch. Louis with the save there. And then finding Ray to direct it was Ethan Hill. Hunter Dickey, a 6'4" graduate student out of Huntington Beach, getting his first action. He's going to go in to serve. John Costi doing a great job getting his guys every opportunity to play. Seltzer from the back row, right at Dickey. And that block is going to go out of bounds. The hit from Ethan Hill. 10-point lead. Stanford 2 points away from clinching this match. And the excitement that has been throughout this MacArthur Center for this match, throughout the match, has been pretty subdued at this point. The crowd really taken out of it. There's Brett Norkus. Back set, back slide for Brett Norkus. Blocked by Flexen. Louis going to the far side for Turner. It's good. First of the match for Turner. And it is match point for Stanford. And Hunter Dickey to serve. Wide left. Alex Rotman rotates back in for Stanford, and going back to serve for the Mustangs is Brett Norkus. Going for Rotman, but it is blocked. Bryce Jones. Will Avera will probably get credit for an assisted block on that as well, but that was Jones that got it. Watch the positioning. Perfect hand placement for the block to keep the Mustangs' hopes alive. But it is still match point. Turner off the block. Going for Avera. And if nothing else, Avera giving the home crowd something to get excited about here in the closing moments. Out. The hit from Wagner. Still match point. Turner. Saved by Perez. Quick set in the middle. Blocked by Avera, but kept alive. And they're going to give a point because they're going to say a fourth hit. Mustangs with 8 blocks, Stanford with 3. And that's going to be the match as Ethan Hill finally says, you know what, enough is enough. We're going to take care of it right now. 25-18, the Cardinals take the third set, and they sweep the Mustangs. And big round of applause here at the MacArthur Center. This crowd loved it. What a great match. What an enjoyable time. We hope you had a good time as well. Both Nolan Flexen and Will Avera will finish with 10 kills each. Will Rotman will lead the Stanford Cardinal with 9. Alex Rodman will finish with 7. Again, it is Stanford with the 3-set win. Mustangs suffer their first loss. They'll go to 3-1 on the season, while the Stanford Cardinal will improve to 7-2. So for all of us associated with the Masters University Athletics, I'm Dave Caldwell. Thanks for being with us, everybody. We will see you again next time.